that next time, DJ. Think about that, DJ. I'm just saying.
Two lifetimes ago.
I'm just saying. All right, we are back. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talk Tech. We are so excited to come to you yet another Friday. And I mean, we're excited because this Friday and the next, 2 or 3 more Fridays is focused specifically on Black history. But guess what? We celebrate Black history every single day. And we are excited to have our founders of Black Facts with us today, Dell and Ken. I am your co-host, Christiana Russell. I am partner and COO at We The Plug. That's THA. If you want to find out more about us, we're at wetheplug.com. Dell, Ken, how are you doing today?
Excellent. Thank you so much.
I know we have a jam-packed show today.
It's the most magical time of the year, Black History Month.
Ken, I always look forward to your quirky comments that always have that perfect timing. I know this is exciting time. We have a lot jam-packed into the show today, so I'm really excited to kind of kick things off and welcome our viewers. Again, if you all want to stay plugged in, we are live streaming right now on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Please comment. We do see your comments and we do reply back to you, ask questions. This is a time for you all to connect directly with the founders so that you can plug in and listen. We want you all to not only use this for yourselves, but in the communities that you work in. Because again, Black history, Black facts is not just specifically for Black communities, they're for all communities because we need to educate ourselves on one another so that we can move to a higher ground of cooperativeness. All right, so I'm gonna toss it to Dell to take us through. What are we gonna be talking about today? I know we always go about Black facts. But what are we going to talk about today?
Ken is going to share the screen, and we're going to be covering two videos. One of them is short, which is the Black Facts Minute, because if you go to blackfacts.com, we are the only source on the internet where you have a unique Black historical video for every single day of the year. We try to share this on all our social media followers. So if you're following blackfacts.com, at blackfacts on Facebook and Twitter, or at Black Facts Online on Instagram, you will see a daily post that takes you to the link for the Black Facts Minute. And now you'll actually see the video itself playing, and it's also playing on our LinkedIn environment. So for today's Black historical fact.
Happy birthday!
February 4th. So happy birthday to Rosa Parks.
Happy birthday, Miss Rosa.
And, you know, there are many similar videos on Black Facts, not just as part of our Black Facts Minute, but as you may or may not know, Rosa Parks is also part of our Black History Heroes Showcase. So we tell a little longer story about her life and her contributions to the civil rights movement. Now, one of the things that we wanted to cover as part of our Black History Month, experience is to explain to our audience what we have built with Black Facts and why it is so special. We have recently started a new video series. We have over 700 videos in 12 different series, but we have a new video series called a timeline of Black history in America. And this video series can be found at blackfacts.com/America. And pause that for 1 second, Ken, because I do want to turn the sound on. When you go to this site, and we'll help you navigate, trust me, as part of this, we're going to be showing people how to properly use the site. But when you go to blackfacts.com/America, you will see this video and a number of others. This video is actually a timeline that says this is what the entire series covers. And it is impactful. It is narrated by our voice Timbuktu. So Ken, if you could turn on the speaker and play this. We hope you all enjoy it. If you haven't seen it before, this is your first time. And of course, you can go and see it on the website itself.
And you know what? Just quick tech check. Was the music playing before?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this.
It does not sound like it's.
Yeah, that's probably because this is way low.
There we go.
There.
1619, slavery comes to North America.
The first Africans to reach the colonies that England was struggling to establish were a group of some 20 enslaved people who arrived at Point Comfort, Virginia, near Jamestown, in August 1619, brought by British privateers who had seized them from a captured Portuguese slave ship.
1793, rise of the cotton industry.
In 1793, Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin, a simple mechanized device that efficiently removed the cotton seeds.
1831, abolitionism and the Underground Railroad.
Anti-slavery Northerners helped enslaved people escape from southern plantations to the north via a loose network of safe houses called the Underground Railroad.
1859, John Brown's raid, October 16.
On the night of October 16, 1859, John Brown led a small band of less than 50 men in a raid against the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry, Virginia, where he was arrested. John Brown, a passionate opponent of slavery, was hanged on December 2, 1859, becoming a martyr of the cause.
1861, Civil War and Emancipation.
In the spring of 1861, the bitter sectional conflicts that had been intensifying between North and South over the course of 4 decades erupted into civil war.
1865, the post-slavery South.
Though the Union victory in the Civil War gave some 4 million enslaved people their freedom, significant challenges awaited during the Reconstruction period.
1896, separate but equal.
As Reconstruction drew to a close and the forces of white supremacy regained control from carpetbaggers, Northerners who moved south, and free Black people, Southern state legislatures began enacting the first segregation laws, known as the Jim Crow laws.
1900, Washington, Carver, and Dubois.
As the 19th century came to an end and segregation took ever stronger hold in the South, many African Americans saw self-improvement, especially through education, as the single greatest opportunity to escape the indignities they suffered.
In 1909, NAACP founded. June.
In 1905, A group led by the prominent black educator W.E.B. Du Bois met at Niagara Falls, Canada, sparking a new political protest movement to demand civil rights for black people in the old spirit of abolitionism.
1916, Marcus Garvey and the Unia.
Born in Jamaica, the black nationalist leader Marcus Garvey founded his Universal Negro Improvement Association, UNIA, there in 1914. 2 years later, he brought it to the United States.
(1920) Harlem Renaissance.
In the 1920s, the Great Migration of Black Americans from the rural South to the urban North sparked an African American cultural renaissance that took its name from the New York City neighborhood of Harlem.
1941 African Americans in World War II.
During World War II, many African Americans were ready to fight for what President Franklin D. Roosevelt called the four freedoms: freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from theft, and freedom from fear, even while they themselves lacked those freedoms at home.
1954 Brown versus Board of Education. May 17.
On May 17, 1954, the U.S. Supreme Court delivered its verdict in Brown v. Board of Education, ruling unanimously that racial segregation in public schools violated the 14th Amendment's mandate of equal protection of the laws of the U.S. Constitution.
1955 Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott, December.
On December 1, 1955, Parks refused to give up her seat to a white man when the city bus driver in Montgomery, Alabama, asked her to do that. Parks was arrested for violating the city's racial segregation ordinances.
1957 Central High School integrated, September 3rd.
The desegregation of Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, gained national attention on September 3, 1957, when Governor Orville Faubus mobilized the Arkansas National Guard in an effort to prevent non-African American students from integrating the high school.
1960 Sit-in Movement, February 1st.
On February 1, 1960, for black students from the Agricultural and Technical College in Greensboro, North Carolina, were refused service due to the counter's whites-only policy. They stayed until the store closed, then returned the next day with other students and was heavily covered by the news media.
1963 Birmingham Church bombed, September.
In mid-September, white supremacists bombed the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama during Sunday services. 4 young African American girls were killed in the explosion.
1963 I Have a Dream, August 28.
On August 28, 1963, some 250,000 people, both black and white, participated in the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, the largest demonstration in the history of the nation's capital, and the most significant display of the civil rights movement's growing strength.
1965 Malcolm X shot to death, February 21st.
On February 21, 1965, during a speaking engagement in Harlem, 3 members of the NOI rushed the stage and shot Malcolm some 15 times at close range.
1965 Voting Rights Act, August.
Along with the Civil Rights Act of the previous year, the Voting Rights Act was one of the most expansive pieces of civil rights legislation in American history, and it greatly reduced the disparity between black and white voters in the U.S.
1968 Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated, April 4th.
On April 4, 1968, the world was stunned and saddened by the news that the civil rights activist and Nobel Peace Prize winner Martin Luther King Jr. had been shot and killed on the balcony of a motel in Memphis, Tennessee.
1984, Jesse Jackson galvanized Black voters.
He was a leading voice for Black Americans during the early 1980s, urging them to be more politically active and heading up a voter registration drive that led to the election of Harold Washington as the first Black mayor of Chicago in 1983.
1992, Los Angeles riots.
In March 1991, officers from the Los Angeles Police Department shot Rodney King with a taser gun and severely beat him after a high-speed chase for speeding. King was on probation for robbery and had been drinking. The beating inspired widespread outrage in the city's African American community.
2008, Barack Obama becomes 44th U.S. president.
On January 20, 2009, Barack Obama was inaugurated as the 44th President of the United States. He is the first African American to hold that office.
2013, the Black Lives Matter movement. July 13.
The hashtag tag Black Lives Matter first appeared on Twitter on July 13, 2013 and spread widely as high-profile cases involving the deaths of Black civilians provoked renewed outrage.
2020, George Floyd protests, May 25th.
The movement swelled to a critical juncture on May 25, 2020, in the midst of the COVID-19 epidemic when 46-year-old George Floyd died after being handcuffed and pinned to the ground by police officer Derek Chauvin.
2021, Kamala Harris becomes U.S. Vice President. January.
In January 2021, Kamala Harris became the first woman and first woman of color to become Vice President of the United States.
Wow. So I have a question for you all. I mean, the amount of time that it takes to put this all together is pretty profound. And I think that when us users get to come in, we get to see it all put together in one place. How do we go about kind of finding this content on the website, but two, again, to reiterate, you two are the ones that's doing all this work. So I want to make sure that people understand that there is opportunity to still donate and support the efforts that you all are doing, because you're constantly working to put together all this content for us in this beautiful package. But can you talk us through, like, how do we find these videos and navigate through the site? Okay. Del, you're talking, but we can't hear you.
I was on mute, Dorian. Okay. So for this particular series, when you go to blackfacts.com, you'll see across the top of the screen the navigation bar. And under that navigation bar, it focuses on the different areas that we try to cover within Black Facts itself. One of those is our Black historical videos. Under the Black historical videos, you can actually see all of our video series, which takes you to a summary page, or you can go to a specific series. The series that we are talking about is the Black History in America timeline. When you go to the summary page, if you scroll down, you're able to see the other series. Each one of them, think of them as like a mini series on Netflix. There's a specific topic that is covered in that mini series, and then there are multiple episodes. So the cover image that you see kind of gives you a flavor of the different episodes within that particular mini series. So for the Black History in America timeline, we only show the timeline video. And if you click on any one of those cover images, where if Ken goes to click on that right there, Ken, that will take you to our video showcase page. And in our video showcase page, besides the pop-up that comes there, to buy Black Fact swag, like
I
our
was about to
sweatshirt,
say that gets to my second point of how to support you all. Buy the swag.
One
That's
way
how
you can support us
another way
is
to
you can
support.
buy your own Black Facts hoodie or t-shirt or mug. I've got the mug here. Don't know if you can see it.
Yep.
But
Yes.
in any case, when you come to a video series, you actually see the first video in that series. And this is true for every video showcase page, and we will show you. One of the things that I found out is that people did not realize that in order to navigate around, all they needed to do was below the video where Ken's mouse is, there are the cover images of the other videos in the series. And so as you click on each one of those cover images, two things actually happen. One, the video goes into the player at the top, but two, down below, if you scroll down, you will see other related facts and news stories about that particular video. So this video that Ken clicked on is the Dred Scott case. And if you were to click the play button, the YouTube play button there, it would start to play that video. You can mute it, Ken. And that's how you would actually watch any of the videos. We tell a story in the video, but if you want to learn more about the subject of that video, just scroll down and you're able to see news articles, historical stories, commentary, all about the Dred Scott case or any of the videos that you happen to be showcasing, because Black Facts is built on an artificial intelligence engine that says, you know what, when you are looking at this one thing, we believe there are other things that you may be interested in seeing.
And you know what? And you know what? Because this was a legal case, that's why you see articles on folks like Clarence Thomas, Dred, a lot of Dred Scott, but you also will see, John Rock, lawyer, etc. So that's.
So as an educator, one of the things that I think is most appealing is that you can go here and the main video is playing, but then you can take the other information at the bottom and utilize it as kind of worksheets that you walk the students through to have them answer additional questions and have more profound, thoughtful conversations around this case, as opposed to just staying centered on the video. Now, when you go below there, are you able to click on each article? All that is you can click on it and it comes right up?
Everything in the website is clickable. And when you click on a particular fact, that takes you to the fact detail page.
Oh, look, and I can share this with myself. Like, so is that, if you go back up, can you, I think that's really important. Okay, so can you highlight there what all the features are that I can take advantage of?
So when you look at a fact detail, you're able to obviously see the rest of the detail about that particular fact. You're able to, if you click on anywhere within the fact detail, which Ken does not need to click right now, it will take you to wherever we got the source of that particular story, because we always want to acknowledge, and everything is contained in a frame, and the lower part of the frame shows you where did this information come from. And it may also have, here's someone who's a sponsor, a Black Fact sponsor, who is sponsoring this particular fact. So whenever you look at any Black Fact detail, you will always see something about that fact with an image when it's available, the details of the story. At the top there, you will see the ability for you to mark it as your favorite, but more importantly, you're able to share it on any other platform. So you could share the Dred Scott story on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, just by clicking any one of those share links.
Okay, wait. You said several things right now. You said I can save it as a favorite, does it save inside of this of the site when I go back to it? Like, where does it save?
Okay, so that is a good question, and it is a future feature. All right.
Exciting,
So-
exciting. So more to
so,
come, everyone that's listening.
You know, yes, there we have a vision, and there's only 2 guys doing all this, but eventually
That's why we need to donate.
everyone who is a member will end up having what we call the My Black Facts page. And because we know who you are, then not only will you be able to see things that you marked as your favorites, but you'll be able to see any facts that you may have submitted to us. I see that someone had posted a question. Ty German had asked, how do we contribute information? When we first set up the site, or when we did our first update of the site, we allowed people to do crowdsourcing of content, which meant that you could go to Black Facts, and there used to be a button in the top row that was add a fact. And when you clicked on that button, you could actually submit a fact and either upload a document or a link to a URL and manually add a fact. I see Martin is there. Let me add him to the stream. We disabled that temporarily because when we crowdsource content, then we have to verify whether it's a real fact, which means we need historians and staff to help us to verify whether or not that's a real fact. Now, that does not mean that we wouldn't accept information that isn't quote unquote a fact. We just need to categorize it as a myth or a family legend, not as a fact.
Right. And this might be a good time to mention that we are not historians, we're not teachers, we're not professors, we're tech guys who grab historical content and use our system to share it with the world.
Exactly.
Wow. Welcome, Martin. How is your day going? Glad to have you join us.
Yes, sorry I'm late. I was getting my COVID status.
I have to go and do that later today as well.
Yeah, thank God. COVID free. Another one. Yes,
another one.
Another one. But we did that. I was watching the video Music Box documentary.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how much what's his name, Ralph McDaniels, and the language on that show really impacted. So DJ Khalid might get credit for it, but really Crazy Sam was the person that came up with a lot of stuff that Khalid says today. I was watching, I forgot about Crazy Sam and how he would be on those videos and people's faces saying crazy stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, Khalid. Did you watch Video Music Box? Once again, Queens, Brooklyn.
About that.
Yeah, she says, I did too. I forgot about it completely too. That's the thing. We're so genius. We create stuff that we forget about. That's why we need blackfacts.com, because we need to have blackfacts.com.
Excellent segue. That's right. So anyway, going back to the user experience, if you go back to the Black History in America page, when I was doing a presentation this morning with a teacher, one of the things that, and it's something we'll have to work on improving, is that when you look at the screen and you see the video, obviously you know to hit play to watch the video. But what people don't realize is that little arrow, that chevron to the left, and then below the video, and then there's a chevron to the right that lets you navigate. Exactly. You can navigate left and right to all the items in a particular video series. And what I have found out today is that a lot of people didn't realize that. So they were not clicking on, because it doesn't say navigate. It doesn't tell them that.
It's maybe right or left, previous PRV. But the kids will. Kids that see they know to go.
The funny thing is that the kids navigated just fine.
Oh yeah.
I think someone just volunteered.
I was about to say, you have a volunteer right here. Ty, get in their DMs, get all your information over to them. Ty says that he's a UI UX student right now, and he would love to intern something with you.
I don't know. Is Ken gonna let him have the reins? Can't go left over and go.
Ken hates you the front end. So
Oh, okay. All right.
I like
well,
doing
let's,
stuff
let's
on the
make this
back end.
happen.
All right,
Yeah,
Ty,
so we're always
there
looking for-
is a link that just was added in there. It's called outreach@blackfacts.com. Definitely use that to get your information over to them.
So
I'm
let
sorry,
me
I cut
take
you off,
to-
Joe.
No, that's okay. We have different types of navigation for some of the videos. This navigation is based upon the cover image of each one. But Ken, if you were go to our Black History Heroes timeline, this video series now has Black History Heroes, past and present. Always remember that just because the video that you see that comes up is there are literally dozens of other videos in the sequence, but the navigation for these are the heads of the different individuals. And so again, we may have to change our navigation a little bit to make it more clear to kids who seem to get it very well, but an older audience is never necessarily sure how to navigate around. And the same rules apply. When you click on Marcus Garvey and you see the Marcus Garvey video, if you scroll down below, you will see stories, past and present, about Marcus Garvey from our library of content. And what we try to tell everyone is Black Facts started as a historical sharing tool, but it actually evolved to being a research tool. Once we got our AI engine, which actually takes the time to read the content of different items, whether they're fact or other items that we have in our database, it then looks at related items for people, places, dates that are similar, and then brings that to the forefront. And that's how it becomes an immersive research experience. Another thing that we have found that people didn't understand is that our entire database is searchable. So when you go to blackfacts.com, you will always see on every page a search bar across the top. That search bar lets you search for Black historical facts by date for a particular day of the year, a particular month, or a specific date, like Ken could search for his birthday, where you simply just select the month and the day, and then you do a search. Well, if he can find his birthday, and it will come back with facts that are relevant for his birthday, which I think he shares with Oprah. So that's part of what makes this a powerful research tool is you can search for things by date, but you can also search by topic. If Ken were to search for John Lewis, for example, one of our recent heroes that passed away, when he does that, all of a sudden it comes up with news stories and historical facts about John Lewis. Wow. You will know it's a news story because it usually has a blue border for the frame, whereas the historical facts have like the tan border for the frame. But you can pick any topic because our library has over 500,000 news stories and will probably be over 1 million by the time we hit the middle of this year, and it continues to grow. You can search on any topic that you wish, and if it's in our system, it will come up with the related news articles or historical fact articles. And over time, if we have videos linked, because we still haven't necessarily linked all of our videos so that they're searchable, we have made the video showcase pages specifically to highlight our videos. But right now, if you search for John Lewis, you don't know that there's a video about John Lewis. Right. However, if you went to our Black History Heroes, he would show up as a video under the Black History Heroes series. So we still are continuing to improve our site and making it a better experience, as Ken has just taken you. There's John Lewis, and you can hit play on that button and you'll be able to actually see his accomplishments throughout his life, told in video format. Some of our videos have video snippets from past and present. We think that they are very powerful. I know that when Sidney Poitier passed, we shared his video on the site, and even people that we have shared with it off of our show here, they have really been impressed. And I think that if you took the time to watch John Lewis's video, you would have been impressed as well. You know, we just want people to understand that when you land on a video showcase, that is not all that there is within the video environment. There's the video itself that you can play. Then there's the navigation to other videos that fall under that series, because there are multiple episodes. And obviously, as we add more episodes, then you'll see them listed accordingly. And then below the episodes are related content specific to the video in question. Whatever video is currently highlighted, the related content is shown below. And again, it's immersive experience, so that you just click and it will take you even further.
And you know, again, a really nice feature that Ken has added is the distinction between the color code, blue and beige, to identify something that's more recent versus something that's more archival, which I think is a really nice additive to let people know and highlight that is very informative. So we have Ty here. He's wanting to give thought to using some of this information as NFTs. Is this something that you all have given thought to?
Yes. In fact, we've already created our first test NFT. This was from our Kwanzaa series. We plan to create NFTs for different series. I think Ken and I were talking about either doing the Black History Heroes or one of our series that has just a limited number of episodes. We first thought about doing it for our Black Facts Minute, but there's 365 videos there. And that would take a bit of time. And so our goal is obviously... Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I've been... it's either going to be a collection of, you know, one of our series, or it may be a single NFT for the Black Facts Minute that is dynamic and shows the current day's video. Because, you know, as Dale may have mentioned earlier, you know, we are technologists first. So the NFTs that we're going to bring to the table are not just a picture. You know, anybody can do that. We are technology experts. So we're going to have a custom smart contract that actually does some information processing and does advanced kind of stuff, because that's how we roll. That's how we do it. You know? So yes.
So that's exciting news that's going to be coming out. We also have a question about Bass Reeves being the Long Ranger. Is there any interest in featuring him?
He's a great person for you know, for a future topic. So I'm going to add him in our heroes list right now.
See, that's how fast it works. So for those of you all who may be listening, and again, is on the site, have been on the site for a while and have questions about someone that you don't see on the site, again, it would be outreach@blackfacts.com if you want to make suggestions, if you want to volunteer, if you have schools that you know would be interested in this, but you want to make sure that you connect with Dell and Ken to get more information and get them connected with those folks that are interested, definitely reach out to that email.
So taking everyone back to how to use blackfacts.com, if we go back to the homepage, I want to take just a moment to explain what the homepage experience is like, and then how to quickly get to where you really want to get to. The intention of the homepage is to, one, make sure that you're aware of what the fact of the day is. So that's the video that always plays every single day. There's a new video. Two, to let you be aware of some of our new video series or episodes of our video series, and that's what's across the top area there. We also have some of our news feeds in the latest news ticker that happens across the top. But as you scroll down beyond, you know, the video of the day, it talks about Black facts for this particular day. And there could be 20, there could be 50 different events that occurred on this day. And you can see that in the center section of the homepage. Now, there are other things on the left and the right that have different categories of things, and we're still working on enhancing that. Some old ads that we have never gotten rid of because we've been playing around with other things. So, we're not necessarily saying that this is stuff that you want to explore the side panels, because we're continuing to enhance that. But the facts for today are always in that middle stream on the homepage. And any of our new series, because you see they're talking about the Great Migration and some African kingdoms, those are scrolling across the top. But the top menu is where you start. And the top menu starts with About Us. We don't have to go to the About Us because it just talks about Ken and Dale. But one of the things that's interesting on the top menu, we used to have this thing called Just the Facts, because Black Facts starts with Black history. If you click on the Black history link, that is the replacement of what used to be a Just the Facts page. That is a no nonsense. You don't have to be interrupted by anything other than that pop-up about historical facts for this particular day. You don't see any ads on the side. All you see is, on this day, this is what occurred. And then you see across the top, there's navigation for tomorrow and navigation for yesterday. So you can manually scroll through each day and load up, well, what happened tomorrow in history, by clicking on the tomorrow link. Or you can do as we did earlier, where you can just go to a specific date and jump to that date. We also have what we call Wakanda News, because Black Facts focuses on Black history, Black historical videos that we've talked about, and Black news. All of our news items, just so you know, are captured from sources that we view as trusted sources and allied sources of good content. We pull in and aggregate content from over 200 sources and from, I think, 36 countries, 18 of which are Black. And then we pull that content in, and then we actually index and cross-reference that content with everything else that's in our system. So that when you click on a particular news article in our news section, you actually get to the details about that article that interests you, and you're able to see related articles from our news stories or any related historical facts about that news story. Ken just clicked on one. So here you see the rest of that article. And again, you can click on it to go to the source. On the right-hand side, we like to give shine to whoever our sources are. So we show other articles from whoever this source is. In this case, it's St. Lucia Times. So if you're interested in St. Lucia News, and you clicked on a St. Lucia News article, you'll see links to other articles. But in our system, you see some items there have a blue frame and some items have a tan frame. Right. The tan frame are the historical facts, and the blue frame are other news articles from either the same source or other sources around that same topic.
Wow. You had also mentioned that there is an option to share this. And yes, you can share it via email, and you can also share it on other platforms?
Yes. We have a little plugin for every article that you see the details of. Mm-hmm. At the top of the article, there's a link where you can share it on different platforms. Whether your Facebook platform, see Ken clicked on the Facebook share, so it comes up with Facebook and whatever your logged in credentials are for Facebook, and it will post this article on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. You know, I think with the plus button, it lists all the other networks that you possibly could share, because our vision, just so you know, is to make Black history accessible and shareable to everyone. When we created our videos, we had the idea that today's youth and people in general have a short attention span. Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that we deliver video content that tells a story in a minute or a few minutes, not in a 45-minute documentary, because people are just not going to stick around to learn that. And what we have found is that the schools that we've been introducing to our offering they have been very impressed. I was at a school today, and the principal for the school was so excited because for her, she says, you know what? We are challenged because a lot of times our social studies and our history teacher may actually not be a person of color. So they tend to only tell stories about Black history heroes that they know. So they will tell the Rosa Parks story,
Right.
They will talk about MLK, but no one knows who Sojourner Truth is,
Right.
and or Phyllis Wheatley, and other people that were impactful in Black history. So the principal was excited because I guess a lot of schools use is it Google for Schools or Google Teach or something like that. There's a Google platform that public schools use.
It's Google for Educators. Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly. That's how they do a lot of their online classes. And so the first thing they said is, hey, can we actually plug the widget into the Google for Educators platform? And I said, I don't know. Because
You have to ask Google about that, right?
You got to ask Google. I said, however, YouTube is owned by Google and all our videos are on YouTube. And as a school, you get access to all of our videos and the links to the YouTube videos. So you're able to plug those into the platform. And once I took her through the process where she could look at a video, and that's what led her to say, well, how do I navigate to the next video, and explain that, and then showed her how she could open up the video on YouTube and then just do a share from there. And she said, so you guys are also going to email me a directory? And I said, yes. Sometime next week, all the schools that are signing up for our Black Facts for Schools offering, not only do they get the widgets that you see on the screen right now, as you scroll down, you can see other widgets that can be displayed on your website. And I will take you to some place that has just installed the widgets. This is one of our partners.
Oh, wow.
Go to 1,000 Black Voices. 1,000 Black Voices is one of our partners that it has an amazing program where they're helping Black founders from around the globe get their businesses started. And they said, hey, we want to celebrate Black Facts. So they got a subscription to the widgets, and now they immediately put that on the homepage. And this is what it looks like for the widgets to appear on their homepage. And I think they even have it on like other pages. But the fact is that it took them all of 5 minutes to do that. And so when we talk to schools, we show them how easy it is to plug in the content. The thing about it is the school said, well, when we put the widget on our webpage, we don't necessarily have control, do we? And I said, no, right now, when you plug in a widget series, it plays the next video in that series, and each day a new video will be loaded. But because you get direct access to the videos themselves, your teachers can say, hey, I want to, have a discussion around topic X, and this video is the appropriate, conversation starter for topic X. And that's how they can embed it. And they really love the option, and they love the fact that they can also contribute suggestions for other videos and other content. If you can take us back to the homepage.
Right. And you know what, Dale, when you're mentioning suggestions, right? I think it's also great to make a point that we have living folks, we earlier we had Amanda Gorman, Dr. Uche Blackstock, Kazmika Corbett, who actually is now in the Boston area. The Moderna, he ran the Moderna team, so and folks from a variety of kind of political angles. We don't play politics. If you're Black and you're doing something, we want to
highlight you.
We want to highlight you. So yeah. So we have living folks as well as historical folks. Just FYI.
And I think that's what's so important when you were talking about you going through the tutorial with one of the educators, I think the principal you said, and they oftentimes go to Google. I think one of the things to really point out here is when you go to Google, you're just doing a blanket search and you get what you get. when you come to Black Facts and you're doing a search, it's not a blanket search. It's going to be niche down, it's going to be specific, and it's going to be fact based. And the one thing that I really appreciate is that not only do you take time out to gather as much historical data as possible, but you bring to the forefront our modern heroes, folks that are in the limelight and those that are not. If you all have been following us, every Friday, there is someone that is highlighted, whether it's someone specifically connected in the tech space or someone on kind of the outliers of the tech world. But it's really important, I think, to reinforce why Black Facts is bar none top tier above other sites that you may utilize that are not geared towards Black families and communities, is because they're just putting together a lot of information all in one place, and you got to sift through all that stuff, and you're going to get a lot of junk mixed in with some really great content. On Black Facts, that is not the case. You're not going to get junk. It's going to be quality, very thought out, and then also attention to detail. You get color coded, blue and beige, and they're going to tell you one is historical and one is more modern. I think that above everything tells you the type of impact this will have not only on yourselves, but also the folks that you'll be sharing it with. So I just wanted to highlight that. Martin, you wanted to jump in.
That color code, is that mentioned anywhere on the page, Dale?
No.
Okay, so that is a huge thing that just happened for me. I really think that somewhere on the left or right, you should implement a square box that just has the blue color and the beige color.
Yes.
And just put that there in some way. And I honestly, it's a t-shirt. You see the word behind me, the my background, a brother. So I have something called Philly Your Black News. And when I told the graphic designer what I had, he was like, I got a font for you. And I hadn't really gotten into fonts. I'm not really, my wife is into fonts and graphics. He found this font. The font that you see is called Martin. It was made after Martin Luther King. The font was inspired by Dr. King. And it's supposed to have an evoke a 1960s feel. And so I had never gotten topographic. But when you said it, Sister Russell, I saw, it's going to be weird, but it's I'm a nerd, and it's an esoteric nerd at that. So I saw a t-shirt that had the blue color, a black t-shirt that had blue color and had the word, whatever the blue stand for, and then the brown or the beige and had the word that stood for. And so that actually could actually be a logo itself. Just those two facts or two navigation tools, that itself could be that thing. And then it's one of those things that only other Black Fackers would know what that means.
I like it.
I have to tell you though, Martin, there at some point there will be other colors because we wanted to,
video.
And then, so we do another t-shirt line.
Yeah, understood. Because we consciously think about the fact that there's so many rich stories by and about people of color, and our parents, our grandparents, they have their own stories, and on Black Facts, we want to share those as well.
Y'all, you since the brother you had on with the National Science Society of Black Engineers, since that point when he showed that picture, which we got to put that picture up somewhere.
Dude, facts.
What's been really interesting is keep coming back is that Black engineers don't, and we're actually going to do a conversation here in Philadelphia on the 17th for Black History Month of what does a Black engineer have to look like. But that came out of you guys having that brother on, and I have never seen, I'm a historian of my own of the Black Pan-African movement, we'll say. And so I remember Stokely Carmichael. We went to Africa and how he looked, and so I'm having all these images. And today's young person, who they consider themselves to be blurred, don't have the juxtaposition. So actually, we found a little grant to have one of the leading blurs on Facebook come on this panel discussion and paid her to be a part of this panel discussion. She has a group called My Superheroes Are Black. And she's all about the nerd life or the blurred life and has thousands of followers. And that's one of the questions. She's being paired with a sociologist, a black sociologist, to talk about what does a black blurred have to look like, and has that hampered our adoption of STEM in our schools, has the impact of us calling ourselves blurs. So it's going to be an interesting, conversation. But all that came out of, I would never have considered it, never thought about it, had I not been on Black Facts and seen what these brothers at Purdue looked like in '72. And it feels like my history lessons I've self-taught and also was given because my family, but knowing Wattstack, that documentary film, seeing all these black, images of what, but not thinking that applied to black engineers. I thought black engineers always were clean shaven, always, didn't have no
debunked my bias too.
I'm telling you, those big brothers were cool. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen,
time check.
Yeah, we have to wrap this up.
Time check. Well, I just gotta say one more thing about you said about grandparents, real quick. Last night, a sister was an engineer, was telling us a story of her mother, how they had to run. Her mother was going to high school, going to college, and they were in South Carolina, and the Ku Klux Klan was chasing them from door to door, and they were running, trying to get away. The three girls got away, but unfortunately, the Ku Klux Klan went to the local HBCU and ran down and did kill one person. But in telling that, I asked her, which her mom wanted to tell this lived experience, because that was something her mother was triggered by when she saw Trump and when she saw all that. So what you just said about our grandparents and people, there's a whole nother part of history that we don't necessarily get access to in the lens of how we're living today, So I would love to see that. I think that's another part of this.
Right, you're speaking
journey that I definitely want to, pull from.
Yeah, you're speaking to one of our future products, Black Facts Legacy, that we're running out of time. So what I've been scrolling through is our Black Facts Minute videos, where every one of these days we have a video. These are videos. Every day of the year. So these are available for schools and companies who want to celebrate Black History Month for real.
Yeah, Black History Month every day of the year, because
it is every day.
Right,
it is.
Listen, I do have to drop off, folks, and because I do have another meeting starting right now.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Right. I want to put in an ad for what I'm doing later today. This evening at 7 Eastern time, I'm going to be on Black News Channel on the Amplified show, talking about Black Facts and the importance of independent alternative media. We don't necessarily view ourselves as a media company, but we are independent all day, every day, 28 hours a day, 8 days a week, because everything in Black Facts is technology that is 100% conceived, coded, controlled, and owned by us. So we ask nobody permission. We do not care what governors want to show, teach, whatever, because we are in the driver's seat. This is our platform. I built it. Okay. And that's who we are. That's how we roll. And that is how we are protecting our culture using a technology platform that is ours for the present and for future generations.
What time are you going to be on Black News
This is
today?
7 p.m. I think really
Eastern Standard Time?
7:20 Eastern Time. Yeah.
Okay. Between 7 and 7:20?
I think 7:20 is when it's supposed to be coming on, but
Okay.
you should check out the show.
I'm gonna just tell them to start at 7. Okay, I just put it in the link because and we can watch it live online at Black Facts. Where do we go to watch it?
I actually had shared this link how to watch because it's on some of these different sources, and so bnc.tv.
You're welcome, Cheryl.
I'm sorry.
Oh, someone was just thanking me for sharing the information. Go ahead. What is it again? I'll put it in the chat.
bnc.tv, Black News Channel. It's like the only 24-hour, Black cable news. They're trying to do something new, and
this is fantastic. I had not heard of BNC TV, so now I have something new that I will go to and download. Martin, can you also tell us about the Philly event that you're going to be having the talk at, just so we can get that information out?
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to think the best way for people to find out. I guess I'll post it on Philly Your Black News, and it's phillyyourblacknews.com. I'll post the event there.
Philly Your Black News?
It's not there now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll post it. Yeah, I'll post it there.
phillyyourblacknews.com.
Right.
That's where.
Yeah, because it's behind it's the venture capital community in Philadelphia. Everybody's trying to do something for Black history. So I partner with a couple of techies to really pinch their nerves. So it's Blackity Black events that day on the 17th. That's mainly focused on the science and venture capital community. So it's kind of it's a public event. It's on virtual, but it's not, it's so hard to get to the website.
Okay.
So I'll do that. Thank you for asking. Also, if I could promote, nightly, except for Wednesday nights, we do a news show on Clubhouse called Nightly Black News. And tonight's topic is Black business. On Fridays, we talk about Black business. Tomorrow, we talk about Black education. And Sundays, we talk about Black policy. Really, this coming Sunday, is going to be an interesting conversation around gun violence and reduction of, we see an increase in violence in our communities since COVID. What are some things that we could do and monies that are available to reduce gun violence specifically? So we're going to have that conversation on Sunday.
And that's what time on Sunday?
I'm sorry, 9:30. Thank you. 9:30 p.m. every day except Wednesdays. 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard.
Perfect. I definitely will add that. And for those who are not on Clubhouse, get on Clubhouse. Find Martin Pratt by his name on there, and follow him and the club as well.
Thank you.
And Martin, YouTube, it showed me previews of other videos. This was our show when we had one of the founders of NSBE on. So you were talking about this picture. This is the picture you were talking about.
Yes.
This is what Black engineers look like.
Right. Yeah.
That is such a powerful photo. And those of you who have been on Clubhouse and Martin's group a couple of times, and it is very smart. It is very profound. He will bring you up to the stage to share thought with the group that's there. So don't be scared by hearing the news about
intention. It's not a safe place for white folks.
Hold up. I think it's a safe place for folks of goodwill and who
true
Black culture.
It's just not safe for white sensibilities. I'll put it that way.
Right.
Or white fragility. I mean, yeah.
Thank you. See, this is genius right here. That's excellent. That's a T-shirt. Unsafe.
It's not a safe place for white fragility. So white people, please come learn something. But
Right.
if you're bringing that fragility with you, just pack that away somewhere.
Leave it at the door.
Leave that.
And you know what? I'm thinking it might have been the sister, the 1619 Project that made a quote that I'm changing it to say, with black facts, a lot of times the black is silent. She was talking about how a lot of times the white is silent in mainstream culture, where with us the black is silent.
Touche. All right. Well, we are 5 over.
I need that on a coffee mug.
Right. Everyone for joining us today and for chatting in the box. We see your comments. Definitely reshare this live, even though it is ending for today. You can reshare this. It's recorded on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Definitely go to blackfacts.com. Subscribe if you're not already there. If you are a subscriber, then please share the link with your network. We're not asking you to spam them, but we are asking you to spread the word and help us put Black Facts in a global space that they are then able to operate and run with more staff. We need more staff. They need more staff, okay? So help get them there. So spread the word. Black Facts matter. Get the mug. Get a t-shirt.
Yeah. Martin. I finally got the swag page up that you can order the mugs, the hoodies. Dale had on his white hoodie. I'm about to order.
We gotta redo that mug though. That's cool, hoodie. But we got like what you said. We gotta see a white mug with black kind of faded out and underneath it.
Oh man. All right.
The black is silent.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Ken, for having us. Dale had to jump, but we appreciate both of you all for all you do. Martin, it's always a pleasure. I look forward to always connecting, and I will be on the Clubhouse show tonight. Is it tonight and tomorrow? I mean, tonight and Sunday, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
All right,
y'all.
Martin, walk us out.
Oh, please stay black.
Stay black, y'all. Bye.